Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ English. The news is about Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, that is the Clean India mission. Yes, for 2025, the Swachh Survekshan report has been released. And this time also the report has highlighted some very big gaps, huge gaps, when it comes to India's urban cleanliness. On the one hand, some small cities have performed very impressively when it comes to urban hygiene. It is in fact some metropolitan areas in India that have performed very badly. So what exactly has happened in the report and what is the importance of this report? Let's quickly see in this video to understand that urbanization, the character of India's urbanization, whether it is inclusive or not, various urban missions run and implemented by the government are a very critical part of UPSC GS Paper 1 Indian Society as well as GS Paper 2 Social Justice. So do remember, we are talking about the Swachh Survekshan report of 2025. Now in general, if you look at the report, it is an annual publication. It is released every year for an all India evaluation. So it is a nationwide report. What's the criteria? It's based on urban sanitation and cleanliness, hygiene. It is conducted by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs under the larger initiative called Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. It was back in 2021 that the Indian government had reinvigorated the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or the Clean India Mission with the title of Health and Wellbeing Vertical. The idea was clearly to achieve three objectives. One, awareness regarding hygiene, cleanliness in the neighborhoods, in the cities. Second, to completely abolish manual scavenging from India. And third, to make sure that every resident has an access to proper sanitation facilities. No wonder many districts have already achieved the target of becoming open defecation free. You may have heard of these words, OD+, OD++. So that's the criteria. And now also under the Swachh Bharat mission, the idea is to create this report which gives us an estimation of how cities are progressing towards maintaining a very transparent, clean, inclusive and hygienic urbanization. So what criteria are used by the reports? So the main parameters are solid waste management. Next is about citizen feedback. Then comes sanitation and hygiene levels, access to sanitation, innovation and best practices. Therefore, under this survey, the Swachh Survekshan survey, we cover about 4,000 urban local bodies. And when I talk about urban local bodies, which schedule of the Indian Constitution am I referring to? Do let me know in the comment box. Which amendment am I referring to, which had led to the creation of municipal corporations in India for the administration of city areas, urban areas? And in which year was that amendment passed? So do let me know these answers, very important for the UPSC exam. So let's understand this report covers about 4,000 urban local bodies, and after doing a survey, after measuring the level of hygiene, cleanliness, access to solid waste, proper disposal, sanitation that is systematic, the result is then used to create a ranking of various urban local bodies, various areas, districts into a list, into a hierarchy. The idea is to encourage competition between various urban regions so that there is always a scope for motivation and constant improvement in hygiene, constant improvement in the level of cleanliness. And despite being economically very, very strong, despite making a major contribution to India financially, the report shows how cities of Bengaluru, Chennai and Delhi have performed quite poorly in the report. But then if you look at some other cities like Madurai, this year, unfortunately, it is the dirtiest district as the report has highlighted, and it is followed very closely by Ludhiana, Chennai, Ranchi and Bengaluru. What are the main reasons behind such a faulty performance of economic hubs like Bengaluru, Delhi, Chennai, which are typically the metropolitan areas? The reasons are rapid urbanization, massive immigration into the cities, a crumbling of the urban infrastructure, very poor enforcement of waste segregation. Now let's understand the Solid Waste Management Rules 2016 that mandate not only the proper disposal of waste, but they also mandate creating an awareness among people, among city residents to segregate the waste on source, at source itself. That enables for proper categorization and segregation later on. And still that's not being done. Apart from that, there is poor public discipline when it comes to waste dealing habits. Excessive waste disposal. All these have resulted in a very low hygiene score. And then if you look at some small towns like Indore, you look at Surat, you look at Navi Mumbai, they continue to top the list. So yes, they have achieved a very good clean city ranking. The success behind these three areas and many other smaller towns like these, from coming to in the top of the list, is primarily because of civic management, community participation when it comes to creating awareness among people. And according to the report, it is much more than only financial support, because ultimately it boils down to awareness among people and what initiatives are they ready to take in making their neighborhoods a cleaner place. If you remember, under the Swachh Bharat mission also, the government was focusing upon concepts like the Swachhata Pakhwada. The idea where an intensive campaigning period of 1 to 2 weeks was introduced, in which people, the local political leaders, local well-known entrepreneurs, public faces will all come and join public en masse in order to conduct cleanliness, to act as role models for many more people to keep participating, to introduce the idea of hygiene and cleanliness in government schools, across public spaces. So that's the whole idea behind the Swachh Bharat mission. And today, as many cities have performed poorly, it definitely shows the need for more awareness. Why are some cities so poorly ranked? One reason is unplanned urban growth. So when you talk about spatial urban growth, we know in India it happens both ways. It can happen because people are migrating to urban areas primarily. The migration is owing to job opportunities of the cities. At the same time, the city also is expanding outwards. That leads to the creation of too many peri-urban areas. The main issue is to maintain hygiene and adequate infrastructure that is able to cover these new peri-urban areas, the expanding cities. The gap between demand for infrastructure and the lack of supply. That's the main reason. Huge expansion in slums and ghettos. At the same time, lack of civic awareness. A limited participation of people when it comes to enabling hygiene in public spaces. Then comes inadequate segregation. Across many Indian cities, still there is hardly an awareness about segregating the waste at source. Segregating it between organic, inorganic, electronic waste or the biohazardous waste. So still that protocol is lacking among people, and that needs to be implemented strongly. And then of course it is about weak enforcement of existing laws. Neglected drains. The issue of missing separate drains that can discharge storm water. At the same time, overcrowded waste sites, extreme amount of leachate, unhealthy, unscientific disposal of waste, as well as untreated sewage discharge. All these together have contributed to a poor ranking for certain cities. Now, if you remember, every day as we do the Hindu news analysis discussion, we often talk about how today if India is trying to become Atmanirbhar, either in the semiconductor manufacturing or when it comes to the mining, processing, refining of rare earth materials, we have often spoken about how can we also try to reclaim so much of these important metals and materials from electronic discarded waste. Because even today, the main groups of people who deal with electronic waste, whether categorizing, whether segregating, is all coming from informal sector. There is a lack of formal sector recycling. There is a lack of formal sector dealing with electronic waste. Again, that is not good, because not only does it mean a complete wastage of resources, it is also exposing so many informal sector workers to the dangers of carelessly dumped electronic waste. So these are certain issues that come into mind, and they also create a need for urgent awareness. So what is new about the Swachhata Survekshan report this time, or the Swachh Survekshan report. One thing is, we have created a new category called as Super Swachh League, in which the top ranking cities can come, so that they can become a role model to many other cities. Then you have population based matrix. Cities are now also judged, analyzed on the basis of their population category, so that there is a fair competition. You cannot pitch a highly populated city with an underpopulated one when it comes to hygiene level. So therefore, population matrix is here. And then tourist focus. They are also under this report now giving emphasis on tourist destinations where a lot of people visit every year. High footfall means more tourists coming to these areas. So a special attention on sanitation standards in public spaces here, which are all famous because of a lot of touristic population. Then you have easy indicators now. The report is not a complex one. The report is only trying to make comprehensive comparison about 10 categories of that. Not much. Nothing very complicated. All dealing with either sanitation or cleanliness. And then in the report, they have also added some other criteria like the CTU. What is the CTU criteria? CTU is all about cleanliness target units. Now, cleanliness target units are areas where various city governments are encouraged to reclaim the dirty areas back. There are certain areas in every city that are dirty, that are discarded, that are not being used. To reclaim those areas by cleaning them up, to make them more vibrant public spaces such as parks, such as recreation centers. That's a good way of using land resource to its maximum. So that also is a criteria here. And at the same time, school level assessment. Whether we are being able to preach the values of sanitation, hygiene, inclusive urbanization at the school level. So all these are the broad domain of the Swachh Survekshan report, a very important topic for the UPSC. And now the practice question. With reference to the Swachh Survekshan report 2025, these statements are here for you to see. 1. This report is conducted annually by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs under Swachh Bharat Mission, Urban, to compare, evaluate, to judge cities on sanitation, waste management and citizen feedback. Second, in 2025 ranking, Indore is among the dirtiest city, while Madurai secured the top position in the list as the cleanest one. And 3, the survey encourages urban local bodies to adopt innovation, best practices for improving hygiene and waste management. I think it's an easy question. Try to answer and let me know what your answer is. If you have any other idea, experience that is non-political, relevant to this topic or to UPSC in general, do let me know. We can talk about it. We can elaborate on it as well. And now a quick reminder about the batch that's beginning on 18th November 2025. So if you are someone who is passionately studying for UPSC exam 2027, then look no further, because here comes a sale opportunity, which if you take, which if you start using, then you get GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4, complete syllabus covered, mentorship, teaching, classroom, guidance, time management, note making, plus CSAT, essay writing, answer writing, daily news and current affairs. All of that included at a price of $29.99 only. This is more than 1 year of hands holding that we are ready to offer you at this price only, because we believe in extending the sale to as many aspirants as we can, to include everybody in this journey, to leave no one behind. You can use the sale, but there is a time limit. The batch begins on 18th November. So much that I have promised at $29.99 plus exciting scholarship offers. A great discount on the optional subject of your choice. The best of faculties, the most experienced mentors waiting to help you through this. So what do you need to do? If you really are passionate, if you want to take no chance with UPSC 2027, then wait no longer, start today. Because opportunity does not come again and again. All you have to do is to use the code SPLIVE, SPLIVE, and avail the offer now itself. And if you want us to get back to you, to coordinate with you, to speak to you about it, fill up a form that's here in the description box of this video, and we will be reaching out to you to clarify all your doubts and queries. This is an exclusive opportunity for 2027, but if you are studying for 2028, even then we are not going to leave you behind, because once again we offer you at a price of only 34,999 more than 1 year. This is 2025 and I am talking about 2028. So you can imagine more than 1 year, even more than that, of complete 24/7 guidance, mentorship, support for your holistic preparation, leaving no subject, no topic behind, training you for writing perfect answers, because all these are coming from faculties who are training students successfully for more than 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So what do you have to do? You again, it's a click away, use code SPLIVE, that's right here on your screen. Use code SPLIVE and you can use the sale opportunity today and enroll yourself for 2028, because for UPSC, it is never too early. The syllabus is huge, strategy is crucial. So start today, okay? And enroll for a sale that's once in a lifetime opportunity, perhaps batch beginning 18th November 2025. Morning batch, yes. Evening batch, yes. Weekend batch, yes. Languages, medium, English batch exclusive, yes, we do have that. Hindi, yes, and in English as well. So it's a complete UPSC capsule. We are here to give it to you. So please use this opportunity and enroll for the sale. But if you are giving the exam in 2026 also, don't get disheartened. I know few months are left, but still we are here for you. Contact us today. Call on the number, or fill up the form here in the description box and immediately we will get back to you. You can still take the offer. That is also a very exciting offer at a very affordable price. For the remaining months, we are here to guide you. So let us know, and thank you so much to all of you.